How do I turn a toxic relationship into a blossoming one with my twin flame? Well, that's a good question. I was actually planning on putting together an entire program on how to do that because it's a somewhat developed process, right? First, you have to make sure that you're coming from a place where you're not toxic, just like what we were talking about earlier. Is that if you're coming from a toxic place and you're with a toxic person and you have a toxic relationship, you're just going to build up all those toxins, and there's going to be all this toxin all over the place, and you're both going to be drowning in toxins, right? And it's just not a good place to come from. And so you have to make sure that you're coming from a healthy place, and he has to make sure that he's coming from a healthy place. And then you have to come together and look at the problems that you have in your relationship from a healthy place and being on the same side. Because one of the reasons why toxic situations happen is because people, one, they're not coming from a whole place. They're not coming from a place where they're strong and healthy and powerful. And instead, they're coming from a place of projecting their own problems onto the other person. They're coming from a place of having these deep traumatic wounds from their childhood and past relationships, and they're dragging that stuff into their current relationship and then projecting that onto their partner as if their partner is the same person as whoever hurt them in the past. And so you have to clean up all that stuff. You have to heal all that stuff. Otherwise, you're just going to keep bringing it into the relationship. And he has to start doing those things as well. And you can heal together. You can. It's a possibility of something that you can do and come together. But you have to do it from the right frames. And you need to do it from these frames of understanding and compassion and kindness and looking at the problem as this thing that's out there that you're both working towards fighting against, instead of, oh, he's the problem, or he's like, you're the problem, or you're like, I'm the problem, or any of that kind of stuff. You don't want to label people as the problem, but instead you want to look at as the problem as almost like this third party person that you have to fight together, right? You're fighting and dealing with and fixing and working through problems together instead of attacking each other. So I hope that helps there, Brooke. I hope that answers some of your questions there.